Wow, June 30th. It's the end of the month already, folks. Tomorrow is the 1st of July, which means Independence Day is mere days away. Mere days away from Independence Day, July 4th, 1776, 236 years ago. We fought for our independence from the British and began the American Revolution. July is one of my favorite months of the year, not only because of the Independence Day holiday, but also the weather is in its prime. It's hot out, and I don't mind the heat, unlike some other people. And although I do need a fan on at night. For some reason, it always gets hotter at night than it does during the day. Weird. Um. Anyway, how are you, folks? Sam Whitfield here, broadcasting live at Next Gen Conservative Studios via Junior Factor Nation Radio on Spreaker. How are you, folks? I hope you're having a good Sunday, and I hope you're having uh, just as much a good time listening to this broadcast as I am pro- producing and commentating. One quick announcement that I want to make in regards to the 4th of July is for those of you who um, are new to the Whitfield analysis and are have only been following me since my Junior Factor Nation run. I do a show, a broadcast on the 4th of July, um, which is non political. I don't bring up any politics that day. I um, I mostly take phone calls, and I finally did get a number to use with Skype that I'll be configuring on the 4th of July for you all to call in and chat with me about what Independence Day means to you, and it's going to be a spectacular celebration. We're going to do that Thursday morning, um, probably around 6 a.m. Mountain Standard Time. So that means I'm going to have to get about like 4:45 and shower and all of that, which will suck because usually I know that like everyone sleeps in on the 4th of July. But that's okay because 4th of July is a very honorable holiday for me, and as I just said, and I don't mind getting up early to do a tribute show to the founding fathers. I'll post more details probably on either Tuesday or Wednesday, so check the Junior Factor Nation Facebook page and check Sam Whitfield, the Analyzer. Check the Next Gen Conservative Facebook page. It'll be all there. I'll have more details on that. Alright, folks, so just wanted to let you know that we've got the 4th of July celebration going on. Now, the first topic of the show is one that really I almost have to laugh. It's so preposterous that I even have to cover this. And I'm sure that, like, Zach Angel and a couple of you guys who usually show up in the chat room know what I'm talking about. But the absurdities with Caden Cowger have begun again. Not that Caden Cowger is absurd. He's obviously a very trusted colleague and a very good personal friend of mine. But 2 weeks ago or 3 weeks ago now, we dealt with the Aaron Carroll situation, and that was the kid who, made the public YouTube video threatening Caden Cowger and telling him to go kill himself. And actually, due to that incident, I forget what Zach's nickname for me is now because of it. He may have to like jump into the chat here and tell me what it is, but I believe Zach's nickname for me because of that incident is like, I'm Caden's conservative bodyguard bruiser who strike. I think that was the nickname he dubbed for me is I'm Caden Cowger's like bodyguard bruiser or something because I strike fear into the hearts of uh, liberal morons who try and attack him. And it's actually funny because now Caden, this morning, he messaged me on Facebook and he's like, well, here's another liberal moron who insulted me. If you want to go take care of them. So, like, I've got my hands full with like counteracting all these liberals now. It's pretty funny that Zach and Caden now consider me to be Caden's like bruiser bodyguard on the airwaves. But I'm happy to do it. So anyway, the clip I'm referring to is on YouTube earlier this week. Some kid, and when I mean some kid, I literally mean this kid does not look like he's more than 12 years old. Seriously, he looks like he's still like in early middle school, maybe in elementary school even. I mean, he's obviously not in high school, and you talk about liberals, bashing Caden Cowger. Well, now you've got YouTube liberal wannabes who they don't even know what they're talking about in regards to Caden Cowger or any of the political issues that he or I talk about. And yet you've got this kid, bashing Caden Cowger and whatnot. And if the language on this kid weren't so explicit, it would almost be funny. So, and I actually had to clean the audio up here. I couldn't figure out how to bleep the audio on this. I'm still trying to figure out how to do that. But believe it or not, I had to clean up the audio to, believe it or not, increase the sound volume on this video because you can barely hear this kid. He does this weird thing where he like does a half whisper and then he'll like do this inane pause in the middle of his sentence because he's trying to like he's trying to figure out what the other bigwig liberals would say, and it's kind of hilarious, actually. So let me play this audio clip for you. I do have to warn you, this does have explicit language, but wow. Now we've got little kids insulting Caden McCalgar. Probably, uh, this kid was influenced by his liberal parents to do so. If you go back and watch the video, this kid doesn't even look like he knows what he's talking about. But, I mean, it's so absurd it's almost funny. So let's take a listen to this. Um, I don't know this kid's name or anything, but this is his rant against Caden Calgar. Again, there is some language, but that's never a problem because the left is always foul-mouthed when they're trying to insult Caden Calgar or I. Anyway, let's take a listen, shall we? Alright, so that was interesting to say the least. Now I'm going to play that back. Um, and this time I'll have my commentary over it. So anyway, by the way, like I said, I had to restore. I had to actually, do some audio cleaning on that clip and actually restore the sound quality on it. Well, not so much restore, but remaster the sound quality on that because the camera he was using or whatever had terrible audio sound quality, and so I had to go into well, I'm not gonna say what audio software I have. It's a trick of the trade. I'll give you a hint. It's the same one Jimmy Z has, so go ask him if you really want to know. But I had to restore the audio and boost the sound quality of that because otherwise, in the original clip, you can barely hear what he's saying. And keep in mind that I'm wearing headphones, which allow me to monitor, you know, the sound when I'm recording. And still, I had to restore it when I, heard the original video. Anyway, let me play this again. Uh huh. No. Well, Kaden Calger's not going to rape gays. No, Kaden Calger to. Okay, Kaden Calger. Basically, what this kid is saying is that Kaden Calger wants to rape homosexuals who don't go on with Christianity. I mean, I'm sorry, but you just have to admit that's kind of funny. And Zach, if you're listening to this, sorry if I was kind of off audio side. No, I'm not talking about the I'm not talking about the comment wall. I can't seem to get to that during the show, but I'm talking about the actual little live chat box that's like I think it's right in the player widget whenever where my audio is playing. There's like a share button and then there's like a little like chat box too that you can reach. I've still got my Facebook chat open, so message me if you got that. Anyway, continuing on. This kid is copying every insult against Caden Calger that I've seen. Oh, where have we heard that from? Where have we heard that from? If you guessed the Aaron Curl video, you're correct. This kid's English is really bad as well. Keep in mind, this is increased audio, and I still can't understand this kid. Ah, yes. Alright, at least at least the kid is right on that. That Aaron Carroll said some stupid stuff. So the kid is correct on that in this response, but oh, this kid is about ready to make a stupid statement of his own. But obviously he's copycatting everything that Aaron Carroll says, just in a more domestic way. Wait, let me go play that back. Okay. That was that's just wow. That's I want to laugh, but that's almost pathetic. We shouldn't go tell Caden Cowger to go kill himself because in a couple years he'll finally figure out what a piece of he is and finally kill himself anyway? Huh? My brain have you ever had like one of those moments where like you're trying to think about something and then like your brain will like do a record scratch moment where you can't figure out oh why why the oh, thanks for that info, Zach. Zach's uh, Zach's kind of become my assistant producer on this show. He's my info guy. Um, apparently, this guy's name is Matthew, aged 11. Uh huh. So I was correct. Early middle school. Anyway, he he says that Caden Cowgirl needs to kill himself anyway. Um, I mean that just makes no sense. Continuing on. Oh yeah, I love this kid's language he has. This kid is 11 years old too. Because because he uh because he's smart and because he actually knows what the hell he's talking about, unlike you. And he's worked hard and he's a nice guy for the most part. Well, he's a nice guy completely. Depending on who you talk to, he's either a really nice guy, which is the majority of people, or he's an a-hole, which is the small liberal demographic. Anyway. Oh my goodness, so apparently this guy's heterophobic. Apparently this guy is against May being straight Pride Month because June is Gay Pride Month. And his reasoning is, let's go back and play that clip again. Well, wait till you get to high school, kid. Wait till you get to high school. Um, and also, this whole notion of only gays being picked on is ridiculous. And see, even Eric, who is openly homosexual, I mean, he's a fan of this show. This is eye roll to the infinite degree. Thank you, Eric. Now, folks, I'm not. What I'm about to say is not something that I want to go too much into detail, but it is possible for homosexuals to harass heterosexuals just as it is possible for heterosexuals to harass homosexuals. When I was in high school, my junior year of high school, I had a friend who, well, at the time he was a friend, who I knew he was gay, and it and it didn't it didn't really bother me that he was gay, or at all. I just accepted it. But then what started to happen was he started making passes at me, and he was hitting on me. And at first, I was very flattered that he liked me and whatnot. Um, not that I'm homosexual, but I was flattered that he found me attractive. But I told him that I was, you know, that I didn't agree with his view. When and yes, well, yeah, this is the same guy. Eric's heard this story before, and well, actually, and yeah, this is the same story. And I kept telling this guy to just leave me alone, and he wouldn't. So eventually, I called the dean on him, and there was some other stuff going on. But yeah, to say that uh, gays are the ones who get picked on is absurd. I'm not saying that gays don't get picked on, but I'm saying that heterosexuals can get picked on by gay guys too. And this kid, I don't even think he really understands what I don't think he really understands what homosexuality is. I mean, this kid is 11. So anyway, let's finish this up. I don't want to spend too much time. I've got parodies to play and whatnot of myself. Again, not true. I just told that story, and apparently Eric says I told that story 2 weeks ago. which I know I did, but again, bringing that story up as a case in point. I'm not sure if Zach's heard that story, because I think you're my longest listener aside from Andrew. You and Andrew, Eric, are like two of my longtime listeners as far as I've been on JFN. Anyway. I'm the nicest person in my school, and yet I'm going to insult another t- another person and tell them that imply that they should go kill themselves. Yay! Zach Angel finally found the chat. Well, now you know where it is. Oh my gosh, that's funny almost. Oh. Yes, long awkward pause. Come on. Oh, you hate him. Come on, either say goodbye or shut off your camera. Oh, you managed to slip that in there one last time. Oh my gosh, I love the ending too. Did any of you catch that at the end? He deserves what he's got coming to him, just like Justin Bieber. Oh my god. You know, I really shouldn't be laughing at this because I really understand. I understand. I understand that no one likes Justin Bieber. I mean, no guy likes Justin Bieber. But anyway, Eric has um, well, um, actually no, it's not Eric. Zach has a theory about this kid, which I found to be very interesting. His theory is that someone uh, has been abused by his liberal parent and was slapped around and forced to make this video. Which is actually, if you go back and watch the video, it's not that hard to see where Zach's theory might be correct. I mean, the kid does look like he's been crying. Um, and whatnot. Um, so I don't know if this kid's parents are abusing him, shame on them. And again, here's my theory. My theory is that this is just some kid who's noticed the trend of liberals bashing Caden Calgar, and he doesn't know anything about Caden Calgar, but yet he just wants to get in on the action. And Eric says, not saying that Eric's comment is well taken too, Not saying that this kind of behavior is acceptable, but not all of the discourse is like this, or all of us approve of this. And no, Eric, I understand that, but I mean the vast majority of people who um well, no, I never said that all liberals act like that, just 90%. And I'm serious, 90% of the liberals I've run into are like that. It's the 10% I know are the ones you can have conversations with. Um, yeah, and I also can agree with you. Um, and the other thing, let's see, I'm reading the chat. Well, it's, yeah, Zach, it is weird that he mixes in the thing about Mitt Romney. I mean, here's the thing about these Caden Cowger liberal wannabe YouTubers, and I call them liberal wannabe YouTubers because, okay, here's the deal: you've got liberals like a progressive thinker, and Nate talks to you, and um, Raptus Adams 7, who, although I don't agree with any of them, Zach, although I don't agree with any of them, they're they're commentating on Caden Cowger because they're liberal commentators themselves. They do the liberal version of what we do here at JFN. They do liberal commentary because they're young liberal commentators. They don't just discourse about Caden Cowger, they actually talk about other issues from the liberal standpoint too. And those guys, while I disagree with almost everything they say, I don't mind watching their videos and I don't mind debating them because those guys, you know, make. I mean, they do liberal commentary for the sake of doing liberal commentary. They're not just bashing Caden Cowger to get more views. But I'm starting to see like all of these wannabes, like Aaron Carroll and now this Matthew kid and a couple others. Um, Before Aaron Carroll closed his YouTube channel down because of this event, I was actually looking at some of the videos on his YouTube account, and they were not politically related at all. Aaron Carroll was actually all of his videos. Now it's true he does have Asperger's syndrome, so we did confirm that on because it says so on his now deleted YouTube channel. Again, that's no excuse for what he did, but all of his videos were actually about like um, scientific experiments, and he was into science and like the periodic table and whatnot. Um, and all that stuff. And it's a really shame because up until he made that okay, just lost my train of thought. Up until he posted I up until he posted the Caden Cowger death threat video, he he actually had a pretty decent show and whatnot. Um, anyway, so folks, we'll be right back. I'm gonna take a commercial break. I just wanted to give my analogy of this kid's video. It's really absurd, um, and I'll come back and I have some clips that you absolutely won't want to miss. So it's the Whitfield analysis right here on Next Gen Conservative Radio. This is the Sunday edition, and I'm Sam Whitfield. I'll be right back. Stay tuned. Don't go anywhere. It's a Dire Straits type of day, isn't it? Mark Knopfler is probably one of the most brilliant guitarists out there, I think. Also, Eric, do you like YouTube by chance? And yes, I I saw the Facebook comments. Um, I saw your Facebook comments. I haven't read the Calgary Nation forum comments yet. I've actually got to get on there later tonight after the show and publish a new article for the week. And whatnot. Anyway, got a special treat for you folks. I figure I'll close out the show with a little drinking with Bob, and also I do have a couple parodies that I want to play of the Aaron Carroll scenario. And anyway, so let me play this clip. This is Drinking with Bob, and this is about the New York City Police Department. This is unbelievable. I'll let Bob explain the situation to you himself, so let's take a listen. Oh, okay. That's weird. Ladies and gentlemen, apparently the audio soundbite I played of I was trying to play of Drinking with Bob is apparently broken or something. That's weird. Yet it says unable to play media. Well then, I guess we'll have to play my parody. Now, this is a parody I made a couple weeks ago of Aaron Carroll's video, and I made a parody. I set this up to where it sounded like Aaron Carroll was leaving me like a voice message or something on the Whitfield Analysis comment line. And this is a parody that I like to call Sam and Caden Cowgirl Mean. And this is my impersonation of Aaron Carroll. So anyway, I hope that you enjoy it. It's not politically correct, so just be forewarned, liberals. Anyway, enjoy. Okay, Uh, whoa, lots of echo, lots of feedback there. Okay, we're gonna turn that down a little bit. Wow, I was receiving feedback from my microphone into my headset. I didn't it didn't hurt my ears uh, at all, but it was just wow. Anyway, so that was actually my impression of the guy who was hitting on me. Um, and again, this was just to this individual, but for some reason he hated classic rock. Now, Eric, this parody, even though this is of a, even though I know that you're homosexual, you do like classic rock, and that's the main reason why I think you and I get along so well. And so this is a parody of the guy calling me back and bitching and moaning about classic rock. I hope you guys enjoy it. Okay, okay, that was me endlessly mocking myself. That's basically every insult, whether it be about my musical tastes, and yes, Eric, I hate the term classic rock as well. I thank you. I can't stand the fact that like because to me that term like implies that classic rock is dead. And Adeline, thank you. Rock is rock. Well, good. Well, rock is rock. Um, and whatnot. By the way, Eric, I know you. I know like you don't like necessarily agree with this guy politically either, but you know who you would want to talk to about classic rock if. In fact, I was thinking the three of us should maybe get together and do like a music podcast, but you and Jimmy Z are like my two music buddies on the internet. Um, so I don't know. I would love to like have a show where you and Jimmy and I all um, talk endlessly about rock and roll. Um, anyway, so a couple quick announcements before I end the show. I would like to remind everyone that the 4th of July is coming up, and for those of you who could not tune into the program earlier, um, okay, lost my train of thought again. I've been doing that a lot today for some reason. Um, and now I have not heard the Offspring. But as I mentioned a couple of seconds ago before I lost my train of thought, as I mentioned at the beginning of the program, I have the 4th of July. I have my annual 4th of July show on Thursday. Now, a couple of things. Uh, Jason is hosting his regular show on Thursday. So, here's the deal, folks. I'm going to be hosting the Whitfield Analysis 4th of July special. We do this annually. This is my third year doing it. This will be my first year doing it on Junior Factor Nation. And here's the deal, folks. I get up at like I I usually get up at like 4:45 my time. Get showered, get dressed, probably just throw on a t-shirt and shorts. Come down here, load the audio queue up of 4th of July music and whatnot, and we go on air at about 6 in the morning my time, which is 8 in the Eastern time zone, and it's non-political. We just talk about the founding and how awesome this country is. We celebrate the 4th of July, and the phone line will be open. I will be taking calls on that day. So call in. It'll be a free for all. And then pretty much after I finish that, I'll probably go upstairs and take like a brief cat nap. So anyway, I will have more details on that posted on my Facebook page, Sam Whitfield the Analyzer. Also check the JFN Facebook page and whatnot. Um, and the show should be at like 8 p.m. Eastern, at 8 a.m. Eastern time, and then Jason Veely will have his show on at 6 p.m. Eastern time that day. So 8 a.m. Eastern time, on Thursday. Come and hang out with me in the morning to celebrate the 4th of July, and then go party with Jason in the evening. That's how it rolls, and that's how we roll here at JFN. Alright, folks, until Thursday, God bless you. God bless America. Let me read some of these comments. And anyway. Anyway, until Thursday, good night, God bless, and God bless America. Good night, folks.